Assalamualaikum and good days. This team consists of me, Adli Azri, Fidaus Azmi and Idil Rizal. We present this network operating system project. So this is the architecture of the project. So we are using Centos machine as WebServer, database and Firewall for the private network. So we can see the IP address for every single Centos here and for the host. And then let's start the project. So first we set up the web server first. Let's open the terminal. So as you can see here, we already using SSH service for the project. So now we log in as root sudo. Okay. And then we install all the requirement in terminal. First, we need to install HTTP mode SSL. Yum install HTTPD mode SSL. Done. And then we gonna install PHP MySQL. PHP. And then we need to install a MariaDB server. So for the next step, we start and enable all the services. Make sure all the services are running. For the first one, systemctl, start HTTPD, and then enable the HTTPD. So we need to enable HTTPD, systemctl, enable HTTPD, and then start the MariaDB service, systemctl, start MariaDB. Okay. And then enable MariaDB. And run the MySQL installation using MySQL Secure installation. And then prompt Y for all the necessary permission. So make sure all the files of the web application we have been downloaded in download folder. So we already download the web application in the downloaded folder. So and then we need to copy all the files of the web application to var www www.html. Yes. And next, we need to change the directory to var www/html to edit my SQLi connect.php. So we enter the zim, and then we need to configure the connection to database. So for the DB user is root, and DB password is also root, and then the DB host change to the database IP address, and then for the DB name the bus services. So save, and then we need to add zone DMZ using command firewall cmd permanent. Yes, that command. And And then we need to add a service such as HTTP, HTTPS, and MySQL. It's already enabled. So then we go through the administrate to provide internet access to an internet network. So the command and success. So then allow and set permanent port 3306/TCP, and then reload the firewall. So now we're going to we're gonna see list of all the configuration at the MZ zone. So these are all the configuration. So HTTP, HTTPS, and MySQL in the services. So next, we need to allow HTTP in WebServer firewall to ensure that the web application is running properly. And another comment, yes. And then we need to restart HTTPD and MariaDB. System HTTPD restart. And then system restart MariaDB. So that's all the setup for the web server, and now we go to the database.
Thank you, Adeli. Next, I am Rizal, and I'm going to present and demo on setup database. So, install all the requirement services in the terminal, such as HTTPD. So, start with yum install HTTPD, and then install the PHP, MySQL, and MariaDB server, and then install Firewall. After install, then we need to start enable all the services and that we just downloaded. First of all, we can start with MariaDB, start MariaDB, then enable MariaDB. Then we check for the status of MariaDB. Then we need to start the firewall. Systemctl start firewall D and enable the firewall. Then start check the status of firewall. And then we need to start the HTTPD. Then enable the HTTPD. So we can check of the status of HTTPD. So it's all running, and then we need to log in into MySQL and create database for the services using command MySQL -u root -p and enter password. And then we create the database services using command create database services, and then show databases. So there's a database for the bus services, and then we exit, and now we need to extract the database from download. So we already download with the extract, and we need to direct to the location of the downloads. So we can see here we already download the bus services, and then we need to extract using MySQL bus services, and then we extract the .sql first, bus booking.sql, and then we're using the same command for the extracting, which is to extract the admin.sql. And next, for the last one, we need to extract the customer for the SQL. So all that. And then we need to run all the permission for the root server inside the SQL database. Then we use this command, all privilege, to root the web server, and that is the web server IP. And then change the effect by using command flash privilege, and then exit. So next, we need to set the interface from public to DMZ zone, which is using the command. And then add MySQL service to DMZ zone, and success. Then we need to configure add port 3306 TCP to DMZ zone. And then we need to use command reload to reload the configuration, and then display the DMZ zone configuration. And here is the DMZ zone, and that's all. And then we need to configure as a Linux configuration for HTTPD and MySQL configuration using this command. And another one, that's all for the HTTPD. And then after the configuration, we need to restart using the systemctl restart HTTPD, and then using the same command for MariaDB. So that's all for the configuration for the database, and I would like to pass to Firdaus for the next step. Thank you.
Okay, so for setup for firewall, so basically firewall is established with two conditions, which is let me open this, which is NAN network for endpost 3 and bridge adapter for endpost 8. So we can here we can see the the port of the connection in this web server. Oh, sorry. NMCLID. So we can see here endpost 3 and endpost 8 is connected into this firewall. Okay, so for the next configuration for the interface, so we are going to edit the system configuration at the etc sysconfig network, sorry, network scripts, and ifconfig for endpost 3. So here we want to change the boot proto to the static, so I already changed it, and we want to make sure that the IP address is sync with the endpost 3. So here 172.16.10.8, and the gateway is 17, 16, 0, 10 and 1, and the zone is DMZ, to make sure that this connection, this interface is only connect with the internal network. So we exit the configuration. Next, we configure for the endpost 8, which is for public network. So here we see that the something wrong here. We want to make sure that the IP address is corrected, which is 162.168.0 and 20. This is for public network. So here the prefix is 24, and the gateway is 192.168.0.1, and so the DNS is supposed to be 8.8.8.8. So and for next is we want to make sure that the boot protocol is in static, so the IP address is not a change when we configure. So this is for endpost 8. Now we should save and configure this interface. Okay, so next we need to restart the network manager. So and then after that, the IP address of endpost 3 and endpost 8 is already configured. So next we need to install the HTTPD in SSL mode. So by using yum install HTTPD slash space and mode SSL, to make sure that the HTTPD is only running on the secure connection. So I already installed it. Next, we go to the IP table. So to avoid the conflict that the service is running on the same service on the same mask, so we need to configure the mask for the IP table 6 and IP tables. So by using this command systemctl mask for IP tables and IP6 tables. Okay. Okay, so we need to configure the interface endpost 3 by in the for the firewall. So by using command firewall cmd list all services, list all interface, get active zones. Sorry. By using get active zones, we can see that the interface for endpost 3 is already assigned to DMZ zone, and the endpost 8 is for public. So next we need to enable the masquerade for the DMZ. So by using firewall cmd permanent to establish the masquerade permanently, add masquerade, how to spell it, curate, and on the zone of DMZ. So success. Next we need to forward the port 443 to port 443, which is to the address of the web server. So by using this command firewall cmd, this kinda long command, so I need to copy it. So here we can see that the firewall is set to permanent on the DMZ zone, and the forward the port from port 443, which is the TCP protocol, to port 443 to the address of the web server. So enter, and then we need to add service for the both zone. So first I'm going to add the HTTPS and HTTP service for the DMZ zone. So the HTTPS services is already configured for the DMZ zone. Next we going to configure the services at the public zone, but this we only establish for the HTTPS services. So after all the configuration is set, we need to reload the firewall to reset all the configuration, and then after that the configuration is success reloaded, and then we need to display all the configuration that have been done for the DMZ zone. So here we can see that the forward ports we already configured. The services is HTTP and HTTPS, and the SSH for the DMZ, which is we assign to the interface endpost 3. So for the public, we can see the configuration. Sorry, you can see the configuration for the public zone here. There is no masquerade and no port forwarding, and we assign the HTTPS services for the public. Okay. Okay, so next we try to open the web server in this host by running HTTPS and the IP address of the firewall 192.168.0.20. So here we can see that we can access the web server by through the firewall. So next we try to enter any information or database, so we can see through the we can see the information in this database. So next first we need to sign up, so we try to add my name and my last name, my phone number, my username. I'm going to use Firdaus, password. So we can see here that the account is activated, and I can make the booking. So login. So here we can see that I'm successfully logged in and available to do the purchase online for the ticket. So now we try to enter the information. Here, and I'm going to take on the 3:32 p.m. I'm going to go from KIA to Lakin, one-way trip. So we can see here that the data is already successfully insert in the database. So we can now see the booking. Here we can see that all the database has been confirmed. The ticket has been ordered. So now to make sure that the database is running behind this configuration, so we go to the database and we go check. I need to SSH it back. So enter the password, and we go to the database configuration to check whether the information already is stored in the database. So enter the database bus service, and then select all. We want to select all the bus booking, so we go to the bus booking table. So we can to double check, we can see that the book ID is 67. So 67, and it is the depart time is 3:32, and here 3:32. So we can see here that the database is already installed, already stored in the database server. So I think that's all from us. Thank you.